Hey everyone, it's Two Pretty D's with Pomsetay Podcast Sussex.
And we hope you had a Merry Christmas, and we're here
Getting ready for that new year.
And we're here to give you a final wrap-up of the 2021 year. And some of the things that has happened recently, we are going to be talking about our Duchess of Sussex win.
That's why this episode is called All Meghan Does
Is Win. And
No
we're going to
matter
talk
what.
about those people who are involved in that win, who tried to destroy that win, who tried to destroy Princess Meghan. And that would be the Daily Fail in collusion with Kensington Palace. And then we'll talk about why they colluded with the Daily Fail.
And some historical references
Right.
to why that Daily Fail is still failing.
And then we'll talk about the recent events with
there are still attempts to use Meghan as cover.
as cover for the Duke of York and his family. And
Pedo Andrews, what you really meant to say.
Yes. And recent activities.
And eggheads.
Yes, Baldemort, yeah. And recent activities in the media in the UK, how they could report on Meghan so easily, but yet there are certain people that are off limits and certain topics for certain people that are off limits and pretty much telling on themselves, because when something is off limits, and it means pretty much, yeah, it's true and it's bad.
Yes.
And then we lead you into the recent activities in the United States around some of the royal family's affiliation with
Pedos.
with people who are
Pedophilia.
involved in child sex trafficking.
Pedophilia.
Yes, exactly. And how,
But then we'll close out with something positive.
exactly.
So, to kick it off, what do we all love and want to celebrate?
Meghan won.
Winning!
Yes. Meghan
All
won.
she does is win, no matter what.
Meghan won twice, as you all know. I know you've all been on Twitter and you've all seen this. So Meghan won twice. The first time, a judgment. And the
they
second
stay
judgment
Stay there.
happened about
What now? What now?
a week ago. Was
All
it a
we
week
do
ago?
is win. Sorry.
What did she have? What did she? Was about a week ago?
About a week ago, they had to publicly apologize
Right.
to Princess Meghan.
And first of all, they told their fans that we're going to go to the Supreme Court, and they were all ready to go to the Supreme Court with a nothing bullet.
Yep.
And instead, they decided, we're going to just sneakily put a 2-sentence or 2 lines at the bottom of our front page, as Meghan has requested, as part of her conditions for them, winning.
Yes.
Her winning and them basically violating the law. And let me just say that they did that, and they did that on the worst day for news. Nobody usually look at the news. It's Boxing Day, it's the day after Christmas.
Yes.
In England and all British
Commonwealth
colonies,
countries, yep.
Commonwealth countries. And the Sussex squad stepped up and said, you know what?
No. This is how you show an apology.
And this is what the front page should have looked like.
Exactly.
And we all came up with our front pages. We posted a front page, and several people utilized that template and just ran with it. We had this thing
Trending for 2 days.
For 2 days.
It was wonderful.
2 days. And
Actually, it's still trending,
yeah, and not only in the UK, global.
This is a global trend. Yes. And what was beautiful about that trend, so the UK papers try to make this small little print that says the Duchess of Sussex wins her legal case for copyright infringement against the Associated Papers for articles published in the Mail on Sunday and posted on Mail Online. See page 3. Oh, hell no.
Yes.
We made a big, the text that they're supposed to put, the actual font size,
Right.
I don't think they followed
And we
through.
put Meghan's picture instead of them trying to
about
say,
the
look at
Queen."
these lights. Look
Yes.
at these shiny lights over here.
Oh, the Queen had a crossbow person.
But some teenager was on the property with a crossbow,
Okay,
and
full
the
well.
Queen was on the property.
She was in yards away from in danger. No, she wasn't.
Okay, those walls are so thick; they're like
16 inches thick. Stone.
or more.
Yes.
Stone. This person wasn't going to get near next to the
they
queen.
have to get through the first battalion of walls
Exactly.
to even get that close to the queen.
Right. And
you
other
can't even get over to the section of where the homegirl is at. No.
Exactly.
No. And with the crossbow?
I know. It ain't going anywhere. And other royal family members. And
do you know how many snipers they have on the roof?
No, we saw them.
These people are stupid. Do they think we're stupid?
No.
They must think we're
But
stupid.
they're trying to get people to be like, oh no, the queen
was in danger.
The queen was in danger. No. We recognize that this was just a shiny object.
To distract.
So this is what we have to do.
So we
Sussex
came
Squad
up.
does so well. We recognize the shiny object and we focus on
what's the real
story here.
And the real story is they failed.
They failed.
And they failed at their apology, so we showed them how to do it.
Exactly.
And then what happened in other news outlets? What happened?
Other news outlets across the United States and across the globe picked up on this, what we had done, and started reporting on it. Started reporting on the Daily Fail's
failure of putting out the apology the correct way. Yes.
Right. Or the fact that there was an apology.
Exactly. That they lost. Yes. Right. And that just amplified it even further. So everything they thought they were doing, thought they were being tricksy about, no. Came back to bite them in the ass.
Right. And I collected all of those. How many times she was trending. And on our Twitter, I listed all the time she was trending and all the newspapers.
Exactly.
That was picking up on this.
Okay.
I mean,
well, Meghan does sell.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's
but
money right there.
Yeah, but it was just the fact that they picked up on the fact that this is what the Sussex Squad had done.
Correct.
And the fact that we got that trending, and they had to acknowledge that Meghan won.
Yes.
And so we got to thinking, this other Pretty D and myself, about the financial compensation that Meghan is due.
Yes.
One, we know, of course, they're going to pay her legal fees.
Which they've done the first and second round.
Exactly. She also asked for the I think it was the tax, the income balance sheet.
Correct.
For when
she wants to see the books, and based on how much they made off of her and that title.
Right. During that period of time.
Yes.
Yes, that's what she was going to decide. Okay, this is what I want.
That's my compensation.
That's my compensation.
Yes.
So
let me see your books. How much did you make off me?
Exactly.
And they're like twiddling their thumbs like, holy shit. We got to show her the books.
Yes.
And how much we made?
Exactly.
So what does that really mean, though?
It means that one of the things who is going to be paying Meghan's compensation. And we wanted to get into that a little bit because the Daily Fail is run by
Lord Rothermere. It's owned by him.
Yes. And
she called him out in her letter.
Yes. She called him out for one purpose. He's a Viscount of
something.
Of Rothermere.
Yes.
And he is one of the aristocratical family within the inner circles of aristocracy.
Yeah.
And he comes from a long line of Viscounts. And it goes back to his, is it his grandfather or great-grandfather?
I think it's great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. And he was...
but it could be his grandfather because he's old, so I don't know.
I think great-grandfather.
Okay.
Because his great-grandfather was closely knitted with Hitler and wanted Hitler to win. And one of Hitler's first state dinners was in honor of Viscount Rothermere.
Yes.
And so that means usually in the United States, when you give a state dinner for someone, it means that this person probably
is held in high regard and
exactly, and probably contributed to your campaign, supported you financially.
Yes.
We don't know how that worked in Germany, but this Pretty D is going to highlight some of the things back then between this Rothermere, the guy who currently owns the paper, and his past. Go ahead.
Well, so there's a photo of them in said fail paper. Writing and this is in September 1933, so that's not that long ago.
Right.
About Germany and their good fortune of having Hitler as the keystone of their national structure, and all about this bullshit that Hitler is doing. So when faced with the evil that Hitler represented, what did the Daily Fail proprietor Rothermere do? He applauded it.
Right.
Tells you everything you need to know about them.
Exactly.
And
so
their evil ways.
Ways.
So this is what we're talking about entity attacking Meghan.
Right. And so they had no qualms about attacking Meghan. A biracial woman, as far as they're concerned, is nothing, because black people are nothing. Any person of color is pretty much nothing to them unless you're white and unless you're part of that aristocracy. You're pretty much nothing. And the other people who are not part of the aristocracy are just, these are subjects we have to deal with and control.
Well, and the fact that they're still called subjects.
Yes. So Lord Rottenmeier is the person.
I like Rottenmeier. I like that. Rottenmeier.
Did I call him Rottenmeier? Yeah, let's go with that.
Rottenmeier. Uh-huh.
I love how when I mispronounce British names and
it just comes out.
Yeah, it's not that I'm looking at the
name and
the
all
writing
that.
and pronouncing it correctly. This is just what came out of my head.
And it could be a Freudian slip?
It could be a Freudian slip, or it could be meant. It could be meant.
Yes.
It could be God sent.
God sent.
I'm going with that.
Yes.
So this is the person that Baldemort colluded with to have all this information, all these horrible things, and it had to be lies because we all know that the Duchess of Sussex, was investigated by the FBI, MIA,
Scotland Yard,
name it, anyone.
All the security checks you could ever think of was ran on Meghan. And what did they find? Zero. Nothing.
So
exactly. Nada.
Nine.
Nit.
So to dirty her up and try to get favor for the royal family versus Meghan, what they did was they
chose evil.
Yeah.
And went with the side of the fail.
Yes, and went with the side of faith. Went with the side of a paper that supported Hitler. The ancestors, the descendants, pretty much, if that's what your ancestors' history is, pretty much that is what you believe. Exactly. And they had no problem doing it.
Exactly.
So for Baldemort to side with them and say, okay, look, I have a problem in my own life, so what I need you to do is, here, she's free. She's free breed, this black woman, which nobody thinks anything of black women. We're like the last thing on the...
What did Malcolm X say? The black woman is the most disrespected woman on the earth?
Exactly.
Or disrespected person on earth.
So let's throw her to the wolves.
Right.
So...
and plus, he's trying to also ugly up his brother and Meghan and try to steal that popularity.
Exactly.
It's sicko in his psychopathic mind. But anyway.
Right. And the reasons for it, I mean, as you know, the Sussex squad has found out, and other people have found out, it's all around their personal habits, which are in this 21st century is really it's considered awful. It's considered derelict. It's considered nasty.
You
their behaviors.
Prince William's affair?
Yeah. So anyway.
You mean the dogging?
Yes. So let's go. So Rottenmeier, anything else you want to bring up about Lord Rottenmeier?
No, I just want to read that one sentence in the last paragraph of our dear Duchess's letter. Today, the courts ruled in my favor again, cementing that the mail on Sunday owned by Lord Jonathan Rottenmeier has broken the law.
Exactly.
And I love how she called him out.
Exactly.
Yes. But like you said, who's going to pay?
And so we have all these pictures that we're going to show you, all this background information.
To show the connection.
To show the connection of where the royal family was at the time during the Hitler reign.
Yes.
And we're going to get into this more in another podcast.
Yes, a special for our members.
Our members.
Yes.
But just at high level, Prince Edward, who is the Queen's father.
George was her father.
I'm sorry, George.
Edward was the banished one.
Yeah.
Because he was rolling with
the Hitlers. George felt that service was the one way to endure the subjects to the royal family, not turn against the royal family. At that time, a lot of people in different countries, France, Russia, Spain, I mean, they were all looking at the royal family as suspect. And
as they should.
And in Russia now, Prince George had a cousin.
King George
has a cousin who looked exactly like him.
Like a goddamn twin.
Like a goddamn twin. And they were. And in our expanded
episode you'll see
we show you the history. We show you the connection of how at some point all the royal families were related.
And it's even sicker than that.
But so you could still see that a certain family pretty much ran the world. If you ran all these global countries, big, humongous global countries, powerhouses, you say pretty much one family is running the world. So he had promised his brother his cousin, that he could come to England during the uprising in Russia. And when Hitler, because Hitler was, such a horrible thing, people started turning against him, he wasn't winning, the royal family kind of toned down their support for Hitler, and as a result,
changed their last name
from Mountbatten to Windsor. Before it was something else.
It was Mountbatten.
Yes. And so that was advertised. I think Winston Churchill, recommended that. And in addition to that, he promised his relatives they could come to England and be there for safe refuge. And his family believed him, and he, knowing that, wait a minute, if I have them come here, they could turn against us.
Correct.
So we have to, it's survival of us, this branch of the family, this royal family survival. So what they did to survive, you think throwing Meghan to the world was bad? To the wolves was bad. What they did, they're capable of anything.
Their own cousins.
To their cousins, who were blood royals.
Yes.
They actually said, yeah, you could come, but they never provided, once they realized things would go bad for them, they never provided that safe haven, people to go get them. So, of course, we know
they set them up.
They didn't set them up. They
feel
left
like
them alone.
I feel that's my own personal opinion, but I feel it was like a setup. But like you said, left them out for the wolves, and the wolves came and got them.
So this is how we know that the Tsar and his entire family were wiped out. Yep. They were related to the royal family, queen, and they were supposed to be coming.
But you'll see that in the extended,
version. But this is giving you an example of how easy it was for them to set Meghan up.
Yes.
Meghan Markle, Rachel Meghan Markle, so well accomplished, so highly thought of, so with no history, of anything in the past, nice, kind person. They thought nothing of throwing her to the wolves. And I think that part of Bullyman's kingship training was to recognize that he's better than anybody else.
No, that's what he was supposedly told as a child.
Yes, and this is what he grew
up with. The same
with.
Relatives that are shady.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and being white was right. And so throwing Meghan Markle to the wolves, it was nothing. They've done that in the past.
They've been doing it to Prince Harry his whole life.
It's his whole life. Exactly. He was supposed to be the scapegoat for everything.
Right.
So anyway, after we had Meghan trending, and we had Lord Rottenmore now have to pay financial compensation. One of the things that this other Pretty D and I said, if the royal family is so tied to the Daily Mail, they've made Daily Fail.
It's not hard to say. It's Daily Fail.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to be punished later. They are a Daily Fail
that divide us. Okay.
This Pretty D is going to punish me.
No, but I like the Rottenmere. Just go with that.
The Rottenmere. So anyway, it's
the connection. What she's getting into is what Harry and Meghan said in the Oprah interview. The invisible contract. It's not so invisible.
Right.
We all saw it the other day when what was trending? Woke up, saw, Prince William affair trending.
Yes.
What's going on?
Exactly. So now he has nothing to hide behind. He doesn't have Meghan to hide behind. So to suppress his dogging, please do not look up dogging on Google.
If you Google it, oh my God.
You will be so disappointed.
You will be so disgusted.
I am over 50, and let me tell you, my innocence was lost. I didn't know. I lost my innocence, yes. So don't you do that, ladies. In my age range, you would lose a lot. You would never look at human beings the same way again. You would walk around with Lysol wipes. You'd be wiping down everything.
And look, just don't go to a park and touch nothing.
And touch nothing. Yeah, the park ain't clean. Especially in England and some places in the United States. So this walking that that Prince Baldemort likes to do, it may not be the walk we're thinking of.
Well, and so it was interesting though that was trending.
Yeah.
But then the power of all of a sudden it went from Prince William affair to just Prince William.
Exactly. Because Twitter decided that they were going to block anything, take that affair off. They're going to let it go through as Prince William.
Why was that?
Control, the power.
Exactly. Whose idiot lawyers came out and decided,
right,
let's go attack this.
Right. And what you'd also
Had they
notice,
left it alone?
Nobody, we wouldn't have paid attention.
Exactly.
It was like, oh yeah, whatever. Had they left it alone and not send their lawyers to squash it, had they left Meghan alone.
They should have left her alone from day one.
From day one. And accepted her and accepted her talents and accepted everything that she wanted to do. You see, Harry and Meghan, Harry was bought into the lie that service is what his family does.
Correct.
Right?
So he understood the business model from that perspective.
Right. And he did it excellently. He was beautiful at it.
Yes.
But the rest of the royals were lazy.
Yes.
The rest of the royals was pre-Prince Queen Elizabeth's father who instituted this. Let's serve the fat people.
Right.
Let's go out and meet them.
Right.
The rest of the world don't want to do that.
Nope.
Not everybody's into that. They consider themselves royals. We'll be royals basically
because we're better than you because of our birthright.
We'll be living in our castles.
Yeah.
We'll be gentlemen and ladies. To be a gentleman in the old days meant you didn't have a job. If
you didn't do shit.
Yeah. You studied, you read. But there are some who don't want to study.
Some didn't even do that. They didn't read shit.
Or be talented. The women knew how to draw, do paintings,
and
write
accomplished
books,
women?
play instruments. We know that's not true because we saw the pianist. Hold my hand. Let us play. For all those artists out in the world who studied there.
Darcy said it best.
Yes.
You know, his idea of accomplished woman, woman who plays, who writes and draws, speaks 5 languages.
No. Meghan Markle is the one who have those
abilities.
And she can sing.
Yes.
And we haven't seen everything.
We haven't heard her sing yet. I don't think they're ready for that.
They ain't ready for that. Right. No. But anyway.
But hold up. Buttons.
But
Buttons is not a pianist, okay?
Let's go back.
2 keynotes is not.
Do, re, mi. And then somebody has to overplay. Now, the only reason I'm saying this is because Buttons and Baldemort got together and threw Meghan to the Daily Mail.
To the Daily Fail. They're failing.
They failed. They threw Meghan to the Daily Fail. So anyway, the spin was in. And one of the things we recognize is a lot of people who worked for the royal family end up working in government or in the media. So
what does that tell you?
It tells you the royal family is still running shit. They're running everything. They're in control of everything.
They got smart because they're so lazy. They figured out a way to get other people to be in these propped up roles to do their bidding for them.
Whatever they want, legally, financially.
Exactly.
Legally and financially, because, and we get into this in a minute, about Prince Pedo's finances, how that's being handled. And so, this is, what Baldemort and his wife did. Okay, so they threw Meghan to the Daily Fail.
Right, and one of the examples of this connection, though, not even just to media, but like, if you work in the royal household, next thing you know, oh, I'm working for 10 Downing Street? Really? That's a jump.
Exactly.
And that tells you even more. So now, when Simon Case, one of those snakes, part of that snake, went on to work in the government, what did he have the power to do? Shut shit down. Anything that comes up negative about the royal family,
shut it down.
Yep. And since he was, William's little friend.
Right. So we're pretty sure
he was
that
the one who helped him with that stunt,
yes,
that airplane stunt.
The airplane stunt.
So, I'm sorry, they spent more money on them flying on an empty plane.
To set Meghan and Harry
empty
up.
planes because
Exactly.
anytime you fly a commercial, there has to be 2 flight things or whatever. Ugh, it's
Yes. So this fourth Viscount and turned into Prince's made a deal with
the devil.
With the devil.
Well, I think they all devil. Well, anyway.
He made a deal with the devil.
Well, they're devils.
Yeah.
Devils work with devils.
Yeah, because
ugly people work with ugly people.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Princess Diana had 2 sons.
Yes.
One supported her, one loves her, and the other one threw her to the world.
Threw her to the bus.
Exactly, by claiming all these weird things that she's paranoid and all these different things.
Threw his mom under the bus.
And saying things that...
Who does this?
Yes, and saying...
And she's dead, how dare you?
Saying, okay, he must be relieved that now he doesn't have that emotional...
Oh, no, that's one of those Royal Rhoda.
Okay, well, still...
Levin, in her book.
Yes.
But for her to go there, that means she has a sick childhood
yes,
as well.
But not only that, but she is being fed that information from the royal family.
Correct.
Prince Baldemort is relieved that he doesn't have to deal with Princess Diana's emotional,
he takes after his tampon father.
You know that if she has a tantrum and she's emotional, different things. Yeah, if your man was sleeping,
cold just like his father, and he's cheating just like his father.
Well, that's part of his training. Remember,
is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, his kingship training.
Oh, okay.
Says,
Lord Mountbatten told Charlie,
go ahead and
soil your wild
oats, and that's what. And he continued into marriage, and this is evidently what's happening with Baldemort.
Well, I thought Dickie wrote him a letter saying, no, now it's time to get married. You had long enough. Now go get married.
Yeah, but he still sold his wild after. So. This lead into another bombshell of, they threw Meghan Markle and Prince Harry under the bus with fake crap.
Everything.
Whenever Prince Pedo started to trend.
Well, first it was anytime William fucked up, which is a lot, which tells you he's a little sloppy. Baldemort messed up, which is a lot. And so it tells you how many times she was trending. But you're right. So then Pedo is trending. Right. So, but this is weird. So Pedo's trending. Then all of a sudden, Prince William affair is trending.
Because
was that a cover?
Well, no. What happened is, yes, that was kind of a cover to throw him out
because
there.
They don't have Meghan anymore because she's won, and they know if they even try to say her name, they're gonna get slapped.
She could come after them,
like bitch slapped.
Right. So this is something else the Sussex squad helped push along. Let's focus on the real issue. Let's focus on Prince William's affairs.
Yes.
That probably happened or didn't happen. But
the way
report correctly.
He's acting real guilty.
Exactly. But report on that accurately.
Correct.
Don't
use Meghan as a cover.
Don't use Meghan as a cover.
Correct.
Don't use Meghan's children as a cover. Don't go after the children.
But so around the same time, so you had the affair trending, but then all of a sudden we happened to check and I saw this news blurb come up. Oh my gosh. The jury came to a verdict in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Trial.
So that's why they put those things out there. Those were the shiny objects for us to look at.
Let's go face it.
Let's go face that. No, they were covering because they knew Ghislaine Maxwell was coming about.
But I also wonder, though, did they use the affair as their little golden star to go, or the shiny object?
No.
Because he has to pay. Lord Rothermere is pissed he's got to pay.
Oh yeah, that's one reason we have Prince William trending.
The facts
but
that
Andrew's trending,
working with the Bulliam, he's like, you know what, fuck you, and he put the affair out. And the affair is the cover for pedo.
Right.
He could use anything else for a cover.
Right.
But he chose that because he's pissed he's got to pay.
Right. And he's pissed
That's
because
what
he was misled by Kensington Palace, saying they had something saying that they helped co-write that letter, and then later, so they went ahead and kept
with a lawsuit
tried to keep going.
Yeah.
And
it kept appealing.
Spend a lot of money.
Thing. Yeah.
And then come to find out, no, that wasn't the case when Knopf finally decided, no, I don't have anything. I didn't help her write it. So then they lost the appeal.
Right.
And then it's like, well, what do you have? And then they send them bogus emails that were tainted, were doctored.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that's a crime. We should look into that.
Yes.
And using NDAs
to cover everything.
To cover up and to really share information about another royal family with the media. Right. And I'm thinking, isn't that like against the law if NDAs was signed? No. Evidently he went ahead and gave his people permission, celebrated it before, to go ahead and share with the Daily Fail. Right. And what happened is that information was useless. It could be contested in a court of law, and the royal family would have to testify against that. Not Meghan coming to court to testify. The royal family would have to come to testify about that
and they
inaccurate information.
Right.
So they realized they effed up. So if anybody should be in trouble in that royal family, it's Baldemort and his wife.
Yes, and Buttons.
Because she bought into that to let him go ahead and have these affairs and different things.
She's just a mean girl, Karen.
She lied about Meghan. Yep. She wanted to be number one. She did a whole lot of things. She ain't never gonna
be number one.
Yeah, she's insecure.
She ain't never gonna be number one.
I know that. Yeah, I know that. It doesn't matter if she's the queen's consort.
A rose that's always going to win.
Exactly. And the thing is, she is the queen's consort, right? But do we care? Nobody cares. Everybody knows her character, her personality, her lack of engineering.
Why would you wait for somebody for 10 years?
Exactly.
Be a doormat for 10 years. Then finally get him, and then, just ugly.
And agree to him having affairs, agree to all of these things just to get a title.
Just so you can be the queen consort.
Yes. It's, really? Is that your claim to fame? Yeah. It's pretty much me.
Well, that's also Horsey Face's claim to fame.
Yeah. Okay.
Her family is descendants of queen consorts.
Okay.
So anyway,
so let's not deviate.
But no, we deviated. But the reason we deviated is all of this is fodder to try to use Meghan as a cover for all of their deviant acts.
Right. And now we know that the United States said Ghislaine Maxwell is guilty of 5 of the 6 counts
of regarding sex trafficking.
And the only reason she wasn't guilty of the second one is the way it was written.
Correct.
It was written saying that
she enabled
people for illicit.
Yes.
Like
she recruited. It was the recruitment piece.
No, not the recruitment piece. It's the type of sex that she recruited them for.
Right.
So they can prove, was it illicit?
Right.
What kind of sex was
this? They can prove that.
They couldn't prove that.
Everything else, she assisted with recruitment of girls. She brought girls in.
Guilty.
Right.
She trafficked them internationally. Guilty. And when we see her, one of the things.
Well, actually, there's 2 more. Guilty.
Yeah.
It's 5 out of the 6 counts.
Yes.
But what I'm thinking, this is my own personal observation. This D right here. Part of which the trial was coming to a verdict. And as soon as that news came out, it went through, stratosphere. Prince William affair, let's put that out. Shit, we need a shiny object. No?
Yeah.
That was the shiny object.
I agree that was. But
he used that as an object. Yes. And then this came out. But then now, why aren't we focused on pedo?
Well, one of the things they're focusing on, they are focusing on him because they had Alan Dershowitz. And let me put, we have a letter that we pulled up where Virginia is suing 2 people.
Virginia Giuffre?
Yeah, she's suing Prince Andrew.
Right.
And she's also suing Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz is as messed up as Prince Andrew. He was the lawyer for Epstein, who got Epstein that light sentence where Epstein could leave the premises and go out, I guess, like on work relief. His work relief, he didn't have a job. His work relief was for 3 times a day. He had to have not a virgin, but a young 14, 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
3 times a day.
Yes.
So, and he continued to do that. And this is the same guy who Prince, Pedo decide I needed to formally break up with him. What guy has to go in person to break up with another guy? Does that make sense to you?
No.
Are they in a gay relationship?
No.
But it doesn't make sense. And the other thing is, and you all would notice, there's so many pictures of Epstein and all Maxwell and
at all the royal properties.
At all the royal properties, cottages and lodges on
Windsor.
All the castles.
They were there for the birthday party for Janae's sister.
One of the pedo's youngest daughter. He was there
her
for
18th birthday.
Yeah, he was there for the Queen's.
Why was Weinstein there?
He was there for the Queen's
was Stacey there?
80th birthday.
Yes.
Pedo's, was it 50th or 60th birthday?
Why were they at Sandringham?
Exactly.
Why are they sitting at the Queen's cottage?
Why are they at Balmoral?
Yes.
Hunting.
Oh, Balmoral,
yes. It was just a hunting trip. I am so glad Meghan didn't go to Balmoral.
Yes.
Because that whole place needs to be fumigated.
I know.
All those castles
Don't sit on
fumigated. Don't sit on a chair. No. Take some Lysol with you. Don't even, if you go on a trip, take Lysol, because those people were there. Weinstein, what's the other person who was sitting on the throne? Kevin Spacey.
With Maxwell.
Who's
taking a photo? Epstein.
No.
Oh, was it Pedo?
I'm pretty thinking it was Pedo taking that picture. That was a private tour.
But still.
And she was always with him. And for me, I think about this. Epstein could not he had to have sex every day, and it was at least 3 times a day. Who you taking with you on those trips when you go to the castles? You taking somebody with you, so this person could have his, his proclivity for young girls satisfied.
And so come to my daughter's birthday party.
Has anyone looked in? Forget the birthday party. Has everyone looked into who signed into those books when they went to all these when they were at Balmoral at that cottage?
I'm sure they burned it, but I'm sure there's a record.
Yeah. Or you could get in because you were Prince Pedo. You don't have to sign in.
Correct.
How many young girls did they take to that castle? Somebody needs to investigate that.
Well, I hope they do, because right now the good judge has denied Andrew's request to halt any legal proceedings to gather specific evidence about Giuffre's claim to being a citizen of Colorado. Oh no, she's a citizen of Colorado.
Right.
She's
trying to get off on a technicality because,
but she already has documents to prove her citizenship.
But he wants to save the monarchy. He's so honorable.
Well, here's what I love about her level of pettiness. She saw the book played by Meghan, and she said, "You know what? Hold up. We need you to provide documentary evidence about your alleged inability to sweat."
Yes.
That's her lawyers. Go ahead, Virginia. You go, girl.
Yes. And where's that pizza place? Is it really working?
I don't know.
We need the time.
We need the documents from Pizza Express.
Exactly.
They don't have cameras?
Yeah.
They got cameras.
But anyway, and all of a sudden, when the information from the security guards is missing and all those different things, that says this man is guilty. But anyway, one of the other things I want to say is whenever the royal family is in trouble, they go towards black people as their scapegoat. Yes. Meghan, because she was a member of the royal family. Then they went to Africa. The
whole damn continent they use as a scapegoat.
Yeah, we need to say,
you guys are overpopulating and causing environmental damage. No, bitches.
Yeah, because I need to hunt. You're messing up my hunting game.
No.
Exactly.
You're the ones killing off the animals.
Yes,
not us.
exactly. And and they won't have to, if they did get involved in helping hunters, they are doing it because they are being oppressed by the families, the royal families, those people in charge.
Right, because they forced them into this level of wow, dare I call it domestic servitude?
Yes.
Where you pay me more for hunting than you would for my goods and services. Nah.
Or you overtake my land, take everything, and then leave.
Yes.
And the other thing is,
strip my land.
right, and the other thing is that asshole, excuse me, that guy from the United States who's being sued by Virginia is to say, wait a second, I want to say, is to go on and say Desmond Tutu was a anti-Semite.
Wait, before we go to Desmond Tutu, because they tried to...
No, I was just using that as an example of them always using black people as scapegoats.
Yes.
Okay,
and the way they write about black people is always racist.
It's racist.
Why is he the rebellious priest? No, motherfuckers, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
He stood for what was good and what was right.
The man just died and you went there. I want to find the MF who said that.
Yes.
I could go in jail for the rest of my life, but I want to kick you in your nuts.
It's the same MF who had Alan Dershowitz on right after
exactly
the Ghislaine verdict.
Right.
On the
and
BBC.
they had Ghislaine's brother commenting
on the BBC?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I don't know. Commenting on how innocent she is. She is worse than a madam. You know what she did? She was a foot soldier.
Yes.
She went to the schools.
Yes.
She might be associated with princes and no rich presidents and everything.
Of her access.
But she was
just
the dirty dog who went to the schools and hung out waiting for young girls who you could spot that was susceptible to your whatever game you had, to take him back to this man, to have sex with him.
And not just him, all his pedophile friends.
Exactly. And then drug them, set them up with OBGYNs to make sure that they're clean, that they're not pregnant, and take them out of country, take them different places. You guys were sick. I mean, and then you call them prostitutes?
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, no, what kills me is they call the child trafficking, they call the girls women.
Young women.
Child, women prostitute or something, child prostitute. No, no. These were children.
Exactly.
But okay.
That's why they're living in the 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. I don't know. Go ahead.
But no, I do have to read this last little thing. So, yes, Virginia came back with the petty, and I love it. So not only does he have to prove his inability to sweat, he also has to prove the names of the pizza attendees.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, whoa.
And Ghislaine Maxwell gifted puppets. Remember the puppets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
I think he's regretting his strategy.
His strategy of... I read somewhere...
I do not sweat. And wait, can we go back to that?
I heard someplace somewhere
I went to Pizza Express
that
with my
he
daughter.
said, I don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
I have to put that yes, he did have sex with her, but she was an adult.
No.
So it's sort of all these memories now resurfacing.
Oh, you remember her now?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we go.
From the first interview to all these things that he's now trying to get off on a technicality. So our point is how they use Meghan Markle, how they use a black woman, how they use black people to cover for their nastiness.
Exactly.
And it is nasty. You know, it's not like high crimes and misdemeanors around financial stealings or different things like that. It's around your sexual proclivity for certain types of ages of girls, of children. And it's sick. It's absolutely sick. And the Queen has lost all credibility personally with me and probably with a lot of people around her support of this son, her hiding him out, all of these different things. And the media has lost all credibility in their lack of reporting, their lack of accurate reporting, and then having these pedophiles sisters and not the victims on, and brothers actually, and not the victims on to talk about what that person did. So I am, and then going after Desmond Tutu.
I know.
No, you don't do that. This was a great man. This was a man who fought for an apartheid system. He did what he could in the time that he could, and it's for others to At least he helped destroy it, but it's for others to change that, the results of that system to bring, make that correction.
Right.
So
and recognize when it's rising up in other countries.
Exactly.
And he did that.
He did that. He went to Israel. He saw what was going on.
Yes, and how they were treating the Palestinians.
I don't know anything about the Palestinians. I don't know anything about Israel. I haven't studied that. I do know that our American government, supports Israel. And we do know all these different things.
Levels of apartheid here.
Exactly.
Yeah, question sometimes. We call it Jim Crow. But
exactly. It is apartheid.
Same.
So we understand that. But to go on and attack Desmond Tutu, to me, that is a no-no.
Well, you know why. Mm-hmm. They're mad because they don't have any pictures with him. Mm-hmm. See, Archie.
Oh yes, Archie's first visit was
Prince
to visit.
Archie got to meet the Arch.
Yes, so they're trying to dirty up Desmond Tutu, which inadvertently would dirty up Harry and Meghan.
Correct.
Yeah, we on to you. We're not going for that.
And we know your racist ways, and we're watching you, BBC, and the rest of you ugly royal rotas. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So,
but
I'm sorry, did I go off on a tangent?
We probably both did, but it's all good.
So that's what we wanted to talk about. We wanted to talk about Meghan's win.
Yes.
The effect on Meghan's win on the royal family, because the royal family might be paying Lord
They're about to pay Meghan.
They're about to be paying Meghan.
She's already
that money, that money they took from them for that house.
She got that money back?
And all that different things.
Oh, yes. The $2.1 million.
She got that money back, but she will, because Prince Baldemort messed up. So for his mess up, they're going to have to pay Lord Rottenmeier.
Yes.
And he is going to pay Meghan.
So she going to get that money
back. Her and Harry.
Yes.
So you guys in your whole stupid bungling. I mean, have I seen crime shows about this before?
I don't know. But how you mess this up? How you mess up a good thing?
Yeah, people who commit crime, they don't think.
No,
they're not smart. They're not stupid.
No, they're very stupid.
Yeah.
And they always mess up. There's always some evidence.
Mess up. Yes. So they messed up.
Well, that's because William is.
Yes.
He ain't
the cover up himself. Yeah. So we're going to that. We could go into that, but we just want to go into that lightly. We don't want to talk about the.
But we're gonna go in more depth with regards to the connections with the royal family and how they are.
Yes, how they're racist.
Okay. In our episode for members, but we truly appreciate everybody for listening. We're so excited this year.
To 2021, we thank you all the subscribers.
Yes.
We wouldn't be here without you, so we thank you so much. And next year we'll focus on, be more focused between our jobs and different things on raising our memberships and different things. Have some new ideas out there. And we have some members that we're going to be putting out a special
content for our members and patrons. Yes. So,
and we're going to have a special little
New Year's little soiree.
We have so much to be thankful for 2021 because of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yes.
And we have so much coming in 2022.
Glad to be here during their win.
Yes.
Yeah. And then just for everyone out there, don't forget to listen to Archwell Studio. Go listen to their first episode and hear our little band. Yeah. Wish us all a happy new year.
So thank you for listening. Please subscribe and join. And we're looking forward to, talking with you more in 2022.
2022 about to be lit.